Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Tom LaHue, and in the description below is a link to my website, tomlahue.com, where you can book Enneagram coaching appointments. Also, there's information about the certificate programs I offer on Enneagram coaching, and I'd love to see you in one of those classes. And thanks to my patrons, I really appreciate your support over on Patreon. I know you don't have to do it, and I appreciate it. And today we are going to be talking about type 2s. And recently my daughter Kaylee was able to be in town. She lives on the other side of the country from me. We live in Florida, down around Daytona Beach, and she lives in Montana. And so she was visiting here this winter, and we were able to record a couple of little clips from her and her insights in coaching type 2s and interacting with type 2s. And so I wanted to feature that in this video today. So let's jump to me and Kaylee talking about type 2s. She also does coaching, so if you're interested in checking out her channel is in the description below. Also with my other daughter, Grace, who's an 8 wing 7. Kaylee's a 9 wing 1, and Grace is an 8 wing 7. So let's jump over to that video and let's look at me and Kaylee talking about type 2s.
Okay. That's good.
Type 2. You have appointments with type 2s. We have a type 2 in our family. Mm-hmm. You have friends that are type 2s. You've had friends that are type 2s.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, what comes to your mind when you think of 2s?
I think that I have had more struggle with type 2 confusion than almost any other types confusing.
Because people think, oh yeah, I'm a helper.
Yeah, I'm a 2. Well, because 2s, they never want to relay their needs to others. And so usually when people are confused about what type they are, they're a 4, a 6, or a 9. There you go. So usually, that's not always the case, but usually. And 6s can really look like 2s sometimes. I think 6s get confused for other types often, and 9s really, really do. But this idea of like being a 2 and how a 2 does things, sometimes can really, really look like a 2, but it's different. It is different, but they do a lot of the same things, and 2s are kind of like a proverbial mom role. So like if you have
nurturer,
yes, and so like the 6 who looks like a 2 could really convince you they were 1, but then at the end of the day, it's like, okay, because I need security or I want to be a part of the group. Still, the 2 is very much like individual. Like, no, we need to have this individual relationship be solid. 2s are very much more about the individual relationship, whereas 6s and other types can be a lot more like, how is everything in my world? Not just like, you are my world at this point in time. You are my world, if that makes sense. Anyways, 2s, 3s can sometimes really look like 2s. 1s can sometimes really look like 2s because they have that one wing, and so they're trying to help you be perfect, and sometimes it's like, are you helping me, or are you what are you doing? What is this? This
help
is
me understand.
Yeah, thank you. Hand over hand, you got me. Thank you for that. But yeah, sometimes I think 2s are like, if you can 7s and 2s sometimes can look really, really similar. So I
always say we're both great at Christmas.
Yeah.
We're both going to make Christmas great for kids.
Yes, good to have as parents. You know, I'd say, good. Yes, that emphasis on love and joy and happiness. And
knowing exactly what you want for Christmas.
And getting it for you.
Knowing exactly what, you walked past an item 6 months ago and said, I love that. And the 2 like writes it down, remembers it. Yeah.
And if it's not here for your birthday, it'll be here for Christmas. Yeah.
Because if I was in charge of buying all the presents, you would just get a lot of them.
Yeah.
It'd be like, I don't know, work it out among yourselves. I got one of everything.
How about this? I'll give you $100, so I'll go to Dollar Tree. 100 gifts.
Yeah, right.
Isn't that fun?
I got a lot. Now sort it out.
Yeah, one of each. Yeah, I think 2s are like...
Well, they're going to make it personal.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, sometimes they can take it personal.
Yes.
So they're going to make it personal, and sometimes they take it personal.
Yes.
And you might offend a 2 and not even know you did it.
Because they have a hard time expressing those pains. Yes, instead taking it on as their own. I think sometimes 2s, I've talked with a 2 before who was having a hard time with navigating like dating relationships. And
everybody thinks they're flirting with them.
Well,
that happens a lot. You guys as 2s,
Yeah.
You come in with all this exuberant energy. I mean, realize a lot of people like interact like this. And then a 2 comes in, it's like, how you doing? Oh, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long.
I remember everything about you.
Yeah,
and
right. And people think they're flirting with me.
They're interested in me.
And the 2 is not really flirting. They're being a 2.
Yeah, charming.
They just show up with all of this energy and pour it out on people. Now, sometimes 2s can kind of have their fill. And I've seen them kind of just like not show up with all that because it's like, it's going to be one way or the other. It's hard to just
kind of like the rejection. They perceive a rejection will
or they're
happen
just exhausted.
if they don't.
They're exhausted. They've given all their energy away and it's like, oh, I don't have it anymore to give. I don't have any more to give. And so it's hard for them to show up in that medium space.
Yes. Yes.
It's hard for them to just kind of be medium. It's like they're going to be
all or nothing somewhat.
Sometimes,
Yeah, the same as the 5 and the 8 and that rejection groups of like you're perceiving this and it's
I always say 5s are either the hoarder or the minimalist. They're either the atheist or the apologist for the church. So it's all or nothing. You're going to get a 5. I'm skipping ahead to 5.
Yeah.
The 5s are going to dump truck all their information or they're not going to tell you anything. All right, back to 2s.
Yes. So 2s she was having problems with the dating relationship. And I was like, well, like, can you tell? She kept talking about this past relationship, and I was like, can you tell me about it? And it started with the conversation, and the explanation started with like, well, see, I was as a in-home nurse for this person, and I was like,
she started as their caregiver.
Tell me anything else. I think I know where this. No, of course she still finished all the details. And I was like, yeah. So our projects aren't our. It's so I think the 2s, they feel loved when the love that they're giving is received well. They feel loved. Remember the 4 wants to be loved and has a hard time showing love. The 2 wants to show love and has a hard time being loved.
Oh, nice.
And the 6 wants it to be both ways.
I never heard that.
Yeah, a 6 needs it to be both ways. The 4 is love me, I have a hard time showing it. And the 2 is I need to show love, I have a hard time receiving it. So.
Wow.
What do you know? And so, it's like, okay, my love is being received well. They love me. Every time the 2 makes a deposit of love towards another person, not every time, but it can be taken as, especially at the beginning, it can be taken as like, wow, they love me. Look, they're taking my love so well. They're accepting my love.
They're appreciating my love.
Yes. And then as soon as you realize, no, I'm just their caregiver this whole time.
All right. I'm just that person on Facebook that's posting comments. They don't really care.
Yeah. And sometimes that is the
supportive
case.
Comments.
It's like I really am just the person serving you food at the homeless shelter. None of these people care about me. They care about the service. And that's okay. But you can't, as the 2, you can't expect to have depth where it's never intended to be. There was never depth intended here. There's a concrete slab 5 inches down. You can't get past that. Relationships go very deep, but you have to find the right people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Thank you.
I see why people make appointments with you.
Thank you. Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah. And 9s often have an ability that she's demonstrating of being able to listen to people and draw out information. Because I think part of 9ness is like, well, this isn't about me. So help me understand you. Your life is important. So let's understand your life.
I'm boring. I already know all about myself. Yeah, I already know plenty. Yeah.
Right. And often people find 9s very easy to talk to, very calming and easy to talk to. Okay, so if you could say one thing to a 2 and say, hey, this may be something that would help you in life to realize. And one thing you just said was be careful that you don't get frustrated thinking that more is going to take place here than is really going to take place.
I think it goes along with the sin of the 2 being pride, which can be confusing at first, but it's the 2 putting themselves as the kind of authority over.
Like the caregiver.
Think of a doctor in a hospital. If the doctor has what they say about you being sick is probably going to be more authoritative than what you say about you being sick. If you say, I know my body, but I have a rash and I don't know where it came from. The doctor's like, oh, I know what that is. That's this, that, and the other, and it's caused by this. Here's your medicine. You'll trust that. When the two oftentimes will come to people and be like, I'm the doctor. Here's what you need. This, that, and the other. And it's like, I wasn't...
Maybe they were just wanting to connect, or just wanting... they felt awkward because there was a silence in the room.
Yeah, I didn't... especially for the people that enjoy the process. If I enjoy the process of cooking, maybe I don't want you to make me food because now you've taken that away from me. So I think it's important for twos to think... it sounds so harsh when I say it, and I don't mean it to sound harsh, but you're always thinking of others so much, but you're also thinking of yourself mainly. How can I help them? How can I be of use to them? How can I serve them? How can...
Or if they're upset,
I meet
I
their
must
need.
be the reason in some way.
Other people... And I can't give them my problems. I can't have them help me. That's no longer a relationship. Other people might want... There needs to be some kind of like peer. Like, you're not peers anymore. So there needs to be some kind of like, okay, I'll let them help me. I actually need to let down my guard and tell them like, hey, I need you to do this, that, and the other. Be open, be honest. The same as the one. People can't read your mind. The be nice, be kind. What is kind? Because kind to me might be, let me do my own laundry because I know how I want to do it. And kind to you might be, I'll do my laundry for me because then I don't have to do it. So you have to communicate with people, because assuming you know what they need, you are not their doctor. Even if you do know this would help them, maybe they don't want it. Maybe they want to endure the process or enjoy the process. Some people exercise and it's difficult and they put themselves through difficult things in order to grow. And so, some people might want your help, they might not. And that doesn't have anything to do with how much they love you.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. And, as a 9, you might just want somebody to stand there while you're doing laundry and just talk to you. Mm-hmm. Right. But I would imagine if I was a 2, I might feel awkward just standing there. Like I need to be doing something. I need to be helping in some way.
Especially being so close to that one, the order of operations is feeling and then doing. It's like I'm compelled. I just start doing it.
I need to do something.
Yeah.
And that goes back to that idea of like a 2 being exhausted with people, because if you view people primarily as they have a lot of problems, they're weighed down, I could bring them help. And I think that's how 2's kind of worldview. Mm-hmm. Then every person is a problem, and every person is some kind of need that needs to be met by you, even if it's just giving your attention to them and listening to them and helping them through their problem.
Instead of seeing the dynamic as I'm the servant and they are the master kind of thing of like, which I think 2s oftentimes see, like everybody else is able to enjoy dinner, but I'm going to go clean it up. Instead of seeing servant and master, be like, okay, what might be going on? Understanding that the sin is pride, understand maybe there's a chance that instead of this actually being servant master, I'm doing doctor patient. What if I'm saying, you know what, everyone else gets to enjoy this, but I am the most responsible one here, so I'm doing this. I'm not going to connect with others because I'm instead going to make things be clean for everyone else. Well, because it's clean because that's the way I like it. And it's like, just if you could instead say, well, this is a time for me to sacrifice what I want and be the servant. Saying a few times to yourself, maybe I'm not sacrificing what I want to be the servant. I'm actually putting myself in a comfortable role of physician. Maybe I should, what is everyone else doing? Let me do that as well.
Yeah. Or the helper, right?
Yeah.
I'm the helper. Why can't you just be the equal?
Yeah.
The friend. Mm-hmm. Instead of the befriender, just be the friend.
Instead of being the host. Yeah. Or the servant.
Right.
Try to connect.
Okay. You ever see a 2 go to 8?
Yes, and that can be good.
It can be good.
It can be very
Absolutely.
good. A lot of times when we go to our place of stress, it's like this burst of energy. The rocket ship having the fire come out the back so it can just like take off. It can be what you need to get you to a healthy place. It's staying there that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, great. We're going to end the video there. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful for you. And twos, we love you. Be present to life. Don't miss what's right in front of you. It's easy to do. We get so focused on other things that we sometimes miss living life right in front of us. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time.